April the 15th, tree buds and flowers. At the beginning of April, many cherries, maples, and other trees are producing red or bronze-coloured leaves, which will soon change into many different shades of green. The first poplar trees are often a shiny tan or even bronze colour. In gardens, new Photinia leaves stand out, being a bright, shiny red. As the flowers of the early Myrobalan plums fall, their deepest purple leaves emerge. Other trees bursting bud at this time are bird's eye cherry, Prunus padus, snowy mespil, Amelanchier leavis, pear trees, white beams, more Japanese maples, and the first lime green flowers on Norway maples. Catkins are lengthening on birch trees, but the buds on beech, oak, and ash still remain resolutely closed. In the second week of April, usually, the early trees to burst bud have now opened their leaves fully. Lime trees are now producing their downward-pointing clusters of lime-green leaves. This moment in the spring sees these trees at their best. The common lime, Tilia times vulgaris, seen all over London, is believed to be a hybrid of our two native limes, the small-leaved lime, Tilia cordata, and the large-leaved lime, Tilia platyphilus. Its appearance was first noticed in the 17th century. There are still some venerable coppice limes around, some of which are thought to be older than ancient yews. Lime wood was famously used by the 17th century woodcarver Grinling Gibbons. As a boy living in Ludgate Hill, he is said to have carved pots of flowers so delicately they shook as carriages passed by. Later, lime wood went on to be used to build mosquito fighter planes. The great botanist Carl Linnaeus was named after a lime tree, which grew in his family's back garden, many Swedish families possessing no surnames at the time. In contrast to the lime's downward-pointing leaves, those of white beams all point upwards. They also stand out, having a felty appearance and being that unusual pale powdered sage green colour. Norway maples, Acer plantanoides, also stand out due to their abundance and their vivid lime green flowers, which have yet to be joined by any leaves. Ash trees largely go unnoticed, although they are covered in tiny purple petalless flowers with no leaves yet apparent. Other trees bursting bud include the Caucasian wingnut, Lombardy poplars, and various rowans. Caucasian wingnuts, Pterocardia fraxinifolia, like elderberries, have no protective scales around their developing leaves. Their miniature leaves seemingly unaffected by frost and wind, although being held close to the branch, this offering some protection. Older trees are also now changing colour due to their new cones, which are a rich red. They have unusual stalk buds, as do Persian ironwoods and some witch hazels. Many catkins are now becoming noticeably longer, particularly those on various white birches, which are so popularly planted in London's gardens. The third week of April usually sees the deep pink-petalled masses of Kanzan cherries all over the capital. The early cherries have been generally softer pinks and whites. Now London is suddenly thrown into peep cherry and crabapple time. Their arrival usually coincides with candles on horse chestnuts. Some later budders, such as London plane, acacia, tulip tree, hazel, and stag's horn sumac, all now start to open. Of these, the tulip tree, Liliodendron tulipifer, is worth examining, as the folded leaves seem to unfurl from a small green purse. An avenue of tulip trees leads up to Kensington Palace. The buds on plane trees are also unusual, as they remain hidden, protected by the swollen bases of their petioles, only becoming visible when the leaves fall off. The end of April usually sees the last of any bare trees in parks and on the fine open landscape. Trees such as oak, beech, weeping ash, walnut, tree of heaven, pride of India, mulberry, and the Caucasian elm all start to green. The buds of walnuts are unusual, as there may be more than one in each leaf axil. In Caucasian wingnuts, there may even be a small row. The buds of weeping ash, instead of being a sooty black like most other ash trees, are a mocha brown. The leaves of Caucasian wingnuts look enormous as they unfurl, as do the felty white leaves on some white beams, for example, Sorbaceria majestica, whose leaves may eventually reach 15 centimetres in length. There is a group of the latter tree on Primrose Hill. Another interesting tree coming into flower now is the handkerchief tree, Davidia involucrata, which, along with its green leaves, produces white ones that are its flowers. Sycamores are now in full leaf with a variety of strong colours to be seen among its many cultivars. Acer pseudoplatanus brilliantissimum is one of the best, showing pink, green, white and yellow on its leaves. A splendid specimen can be seen near the main entrance at Kew. There is also a wider range of fresh colours to be seen among the many Japanese maples peppered around London's front gardens, and laburnum and lilac time is also now close upon us.